Oh no, Red Guardian is gaining a buff. Android players are still suffering with game performance issues, and we talk roadmap prelude in the Contest Realm podcast. Yes, hello everybody, welcome to Monday's edition of Marvel Contest of Champions news. I'd like to say there's lots of stories going on at the moment, but there really isn't. But do not fret, we've got lots to cover in today's edition, and as well there's going to be so much on the channel when it comes to like updating you on what's going on with the prelude. Obviously we're going to be having like the roadmap stuff, full deep dives of these things, and yeah, I mean, we hope for the best this week. It's a massive week, 7 days, 8 days, maybe even 9 days of the game, so this is crucial time, so it should be quite exciting and fun at the same time as well. Now, just before getting into the news, I want to give a massive thank you, as I normally do, to my current patrons, YouTube members, and finally Twitch subs. Now, if you do have an Amazon Prime account, you can give a free Twitch sub by following the on-screen instructions, as well as the link in the description down below. And I should be live streaming tonight on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. Check it out. We're on the road to get 1,000 followers. We start off with a bit of MCOC, then we move on to play a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone. However, there's a lot to grind in MCOC at the moment that I want to do, so maybe it's more focused on MCOC, but we'll see what happens. But I haven't forgot you, loyal viewer. Thank you very much for coming back to the content, supporting the channel, and as well, obviously hitting the like button, getting involved with the comment section, subscribing with post notifications on all. Thank you for what you do to help this channel continue on flourishing. Thank you very much. Our first story is all about a little reminder for those that don't know. Myself and Dan, a frontline MCOC, do a podcast once a week called the Contest Realm Podcast. And this particular edition, episode 22, focuses on the future of MCOC, the roadmap prelude. Obviously, at this given stage, we're doing a lot of guesswork when it comes to the future of the game. Kabam have broken down where the different things are that they're going to be addressing on the respective days. If you don't know, then make sure to check out the forum, because that is where you'll find the most information about those respective days. Like, for example, the 23rd of June is when you're going to learn about quests. So we've got to wait a little while in order to that, and then it's going to break down a 4-parter, and then the finishing one was going to be on the 1st of July. So there's a lot to kind of unpack when it comes to this particular type of, well, future of the game, and we're doing a lot of speculation, hopes, and obviously marrying it up with, you know, what Kabam have put on there, what's missing from there. And Kabam have obviously welcomed people to say, look, if there's something being addressed that's not slotted into one of the different types of breakdowns of parts, then to get in contact, and it is a forum post for that. And kind of an offshoot from this, and something to bear in mind, is if anybody's thinking of doing any endgame content, in specifically Act 6, do not do any Act 6. I would largely recommend you to wait to find out the time breakdowns when it comes to Kabam addressing Act 6, which they've said on the 23rd of June, they'll give more information as to stuff like, well, this fight here, as they said in the prelude, the champion boss fight, as well as many other areas in Act 6. So if you are going against stuff and finding that stuff is a little bit broken, which is something we'll go over now, is maybe hold off, wait until Kabam announce what they're going to do when it comes to Act 6 questing on the 23rd of June to actually make that leap to do any further content. This is obviously when we bring you over to this story here and talk about 6.2.6. Now, a little while ago, about 10 days ago, there was issues that were presented when it comes to the slow debuff not working properly against the champion boss fight. There's not really much else to this particular story except for proving that there is a good chance to remind players that waiting is kind of essential, with a lot of interactions not exactly being 100% correct and efficient and fair, and especially with a lot of things when it comes to, well, all of the nodes that link up with many fights in Act 6.2, that if the slow debuff isn't working as intended, and maybe that Kabam haven't properly addressed this, then it's probably best to wait as long as possible to see where Kabam are going in the future, which, as I said, you'll find out on the 23rd of June, and there'll probably be a post up on the forum about it. Next up, and a little bit of an old bug, but it's something that still hasn't been addressed, and that is Red Guardian Leviosa has an issue when it comes to, well, he's got a buff. That's not good. He's not meant to have a buff. So on the 13th of June, it was reported that there was an issue which seems to be like, well, you know, he's gaining position. Red Guardian is not meant to have it. Obviously, that makes him so much of an effective counter without obviously gaining buffs against the likes of Buffet, Spite, etc. So it's kind of good that this is a champion that's in there. But obviously, if it's not working as intended, that is not exactly the case. First and foremost, with Command Exhibit saying we'll pass this along to the rest of the team to take a look, could you let us know where else was on your arena team? And so, yeah, I mean, there's what's on the team rather than anything. So I don't know, like that to me looks like it's been triggered off by potentially dexterity. Like I'm sure that it would come up with precision if that was the case, but I could be wrong in that. And then it looks like it's well, still about something but a couple of days ago or a day ago. So it's like this is still not good to see. It looks like that there's more to it if it comes to arena and other areas, even from a dueling. It just seems to be everywhere. Dexing him, get precision charge. So yeah, it just looks like it's through the medium of using dexterity. Boom, pops up. So yeah, not good. Even though it's not. I don't think you can scroll down to see if there's any more there. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to see that. Maybe it's something to do with a mastery setup. Possibly, but I doubt that being the case, because there you could say it's like, well, is it S-word masteries, and then like up here it's you know, it's not. So yeah, it looks like there's a little bug that's still around when it comes to Red Guardian. Okay, and next up, and the problems still remain for a lot of Samsung as well as Android users in general. So something that is not really kind of like great or fun or playable is the fact that, well, you know, some devices do not run the game as great as others, and in particular Android lines when it comes to like the Samsung S9 right the way through to the A70 are just not running the game as well as they should do. And this is a problem, and I have said in the past that there should be more kind of openness as to what devices are end of play, that, you know, or end of line that cannot actually run the game, or in the case of going like, look, well, you know, Kabam can't actually address and fix them. Because I'll be putting up footage in a moment. I've got something on my phone recording M's footage, where it's just a case that the phone just stops, just cycles through, doesn't actually connect. Or we'll be fighting something, finish the fight, and then it's just timed out and has to reconnect again. Doesn't happen on my device, because obviously I run an iPhone 11 Pro, so it's just a case that we've got scuffy internet, we've got some terrible internet, but the thing is, at least my device can actually connect where M's cannot. And that's the question, is that how accessible is this game to various people, depending on stuff when it comes to like the device that you've got. If the game isn't optimized, and obviously you get a bad experience from playing the game. You might love the game, but obviously the extent of like you being able to do end game content consistently is something to take into consideration. As well, internet connection. If you are like myself, you don't have access to super fast broadband yet because the area has not been kind of upgraded, then it does mean that it does give you a different playing experience than if you went to the city. Like me going to New York, and as well going to various other locations in the country, like city locations that have it. Even 5G, I don't get 5G, I have to go to London to get that, you know, we're out in the middle of nowhere. But that's the thing, it's like, well, what kind of playing experience? Like, do you have a bad playing experience? Put it in the comment section down below. Is it based on the device? Is it based on your location, internet provider, and those kind of things? Like, what are your thoughts on those kind of experiences of the game? Next up, a little bit of a reminder to those looking for Modok contract targets. Now, there is a mega thread for this, link is in the description, and as well there is a nice little daily update when it comes to MCOC true costs. He's put it together all the information from various people giving the sources to him. So yeah, hopefully you're smashing them out. I'm probably going to make this a subject of stream later on. So yeah, go check that out. Links are in the description to this as well. Now on to our final story, which is arena predictions. All predictions are down below at the moment, and as well it looks like the scores, well, went a little bit kind of lower than I expected. Obviously Silver Surfer isn't the most popular, but is popular enough for, I think, players to grind. However, though, 2 mil was the lowest that I've seen for this. So this is where I'm going to like chart my predictions, which I've put 2.2 mil, 6.2 mil for Modok, and as well 32 mil for the 5-star Modok. And let's have a look at some of the results. With this player picking up a cutoff at 2 mil flat, and obviously that's why I've gone with 2.2 mil, just to be a little bit safer by putting an extra 200k to guarantee that Silver Surfer if you are going for him with a round 2. And with this player confirming that 5-star Modok went for 31.1 mil. Now, this will probably drop because obviously we've still got a few more positions to actually kind of bring that into place. And it could be a case that we'll see that that was about 29 mil to get the champion. So obviously I'm going with 32 mil in the round 2 to be very, very safe on getting this if you are interested. Finally, this player confirming that position 613 was got with 6.3 mil. Now this will probably drop down a lot lower, obviously based on certain things, and I probably think this will go closer to like 6.2, maybe slightly lower than that, but it is hard to tell. Obviously there's just like 187 more positions to be announced, so do look to that 6.3 mil for Modok going lower, but obviously I've gone 6.2 to be safe with the round 2. And there we go, that's been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday. Check out some other content up here, check out some other links down here. I've got a new video idea I've got to upload for Rich's Realm, and I'll see you all tonight in the live stream, and maybe there'll be a second video for today, who knows. Bye bye for now.